So it's been a couple of days now, and they finally revealed Tifa Lockhart. There was a big controversy growing. Will they nerf her? Will they let it all flow? And we have answers, and surprisingly, the reactions are kind of mixed. This video off with a little bit of a history lesson on the game because I'm really excited about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy VII, the original version, was the reason I got a PlayStation. And this is coming from someone that was a big Nintendo fan. I started off with Sega, moved to Nintendo, and I wanted to stick with the Nintendo 64. And then I always remember the day. It was a magazine. Yeah, back then you had to get news from magazines. And I opened it up, and I saw pictures of these spiky-haired kind of dudes, and they had really awesome cities. And I remember a picture of the cannon firing in that game. If you remember, in that city, there's a gigantic cannon, which made no strategic sense. It just shot one way. But it was like, I was like, wow, this is amazing looking. And I had to have it because it just looked amazing and awesome. And just like, wow, this is like true next-gen looking stuff. So I saved my money, did odds and ends, got a PlayStation, and then I remember I bought the Final Fantasy VII demo. It came with a game called Tobal, I think is what it was called. I never even really played it. I played the demo disc over and over and over again, and it was a great time, and I'll never forget that game. I've played it since, here and there. Every couple of years I'll play it, and it's exciting that we're getting an actual remake. Now, a lot of people were kind of wondering, how will they go about Tifa Lockhart? Because Tifa, if you don't know, is a very endowed woman. She has very large chesticles. And given the climate of video games today, we all know how it is. You can't have a woman looking like this. Now, you can see here in this picture, you can see her stomach. She's got a really short skirt on. You got kind of a little bit of thigh showing and long black socks. Overall, though, she looks pretty good. She looks pretty close to the original. And a lot of people are kind of saying that she looks a little nerfed in the chesticle area. But I think she looks pretty good. Now, you have to imagine this might not be her final look, because when you watch her in the game, you'll notice something. She's wearing a sports bra. If you don't know how those work, they kind of compress a little bit. And the fact that they're still sticking out like they do tells me that they didn't nerf it. Now, what I'm surprised about is we're not seeing too much complaints about the stomach. And the fact that there are a lot of shots that show what she's packing underneath that outfit because of the way she kicks. I'm really shocked that we haven't seen a Polygon article or Kotaku article, because we've already seen one on Barrett and the way he talks, and I did a video on that. Really had a lot of fun laughing at the idiocy in that article and some of the reactions on Twitter. It's not done yet, but for now, it seems like everyone is so overjoyed with how awesome the game looks that we might actually be able to dodge this one. I'm not saying it won't kind of peak maybe when the game comes out or as more is revealed, or maybe if they need some more clickbait articles. We'll see soon. Now, the interesting thing here is that some people are mad that they're not big enough, and some people are mad that they're too big. Some people are complaining about the way that she's dressed, but it's kind of not as big a deal as things usually are, which is why I'm really shocked, because usually the screeching is everywhere.
No shit.
So I'm seeing something really interesting here. I've been up and down on Twitter, going back and forth, trying to see what's going on with this. And I was going to make a video on this a day or two ago, but I wanted to wait because I want to see if people are mad about them being too big, or if they want them to be bigger. Some people do want them to be bigger, but it's not that many. This one says she got a chesticle nerf, and we even have Geekdom 101 talking about it. So he says we must have watched a different stream. Tifa's boobs are like 3 cup size smaller. No buys at Mr. Gohan agrees. I don't know if he's if he's not going to buy the game or not because of that, but who knows? I'm still going to get the game. Looks amazing. I don't see why you would pass the game up because they're a little bit smaller. And I want to stress the point. She's wearing that sports bra. She could be constricted. But that's the point. You wear those so that they don't fall out all over the place. In fact, I'm kind of surprised that they thought of doing that. And that might be a compromise that they do it that way. Who knows? But for the most part, the odd thing that I'm seeing, which is really funny, is that a lot of people are talking about, oh, those incels are mad because of the size. It's like a lot of the NPCs are saying that people are really upset about it. And I find that pretty humorous. This one says it right here. People are so angry about Tifa's chesticles, I'd argue that they're not smaller. Girl just got better support by having 2 sports bras on instead of 1. Smushes the chesticles down, but keeps them from getting in the way of your punches. I know this well. I actually agree with her. That's something that women that have very large chesticles do often. They'll wear 2 sports bras because it helps, because they have to. And I think a lot of people are missing that. It is funny and kind of ironic that a fantasy game is going to that kind of extremes to do that. But hey, it is a valid reason why they would be like that. So if you want to find people that are actually seriously upset about the way Tifa looks, you have to go over to Reset Era. Reset Era is the biggest NPC community of gaming there is. They get mad about everything. And they are, of course, upset about Tifa's chesticles. We go here. I like Tifa's design in the remake. It's the original, but she doesn't have comically large chesticles, and she looks like she can actually move around in her skirt since it isn't as tight. Lol, those chesticles are comically large and would be a effing pain for any female fighter, says a guy. What do you know about having them? Unless you're about 400 pounds, and then you might have some moobs. I don't know. I don't know you. But what would you know? And I want to go ahead and cite the other person that I referenced over on Twitter again, where she talked about the fact that she was probably wearing 2 sports bras. I think that makes sense. And you have to remember that will compress them, making them a little bit flatter. And I do think that if she came out of those, it would probably be closer to the original size. That's just my 2 cents on it. I fully agree with that person. I think that is a really good point that a lot of people are missing that point. I've only seen 2 or 3 people talk about it, actually. So we go here. So they're still pretty big. Oh, those chesticles are comically large. Oh, I was just about to edit. Yeah, looking at the screenshots, you're right. Her waist looks too thin. So they're over there, of course, complaining about her waist, the skirt, and of course the fact that they are probably C cups. I think that they're probably D's. That's my guess. I don't think that they're C's. You've got to remember the 2 sports bras. And I don't want to stress that point that a lot of people that are upset are missing. It's crazy that people, I really didn't care. I wanted them to be big because that's the original game. And a lot of people miss that point, is that people want the character to look like they did in the original game. A lot of people miss that point. And I think it's so important to stress. People want the characters to be like they were in the originals. With any remake, anytime that happens, we don't want things nerfed because we want things to look like they were. It's a respect to the source material. And that's what we want at the end of the day. So when it's all said and done, I'm happy with the way everything looks. I think this game looks amazing. This is a remake that will rival Resident Evil 2 remake, which is also a masterpiece, by the way. If you haven't played that, You need to play it. That was another game. Those were two of the biggest games. Resident Evil 2 and Final Fantasy VII. For me, those really were like jaw-dropping games on the PlayStation that really just blew me and a lot of people away. So I'm super, super excited to finally get this. I can't wait to play. We've been waiting for a long time, and I'm super stoked. But yeah, everyone is quiet. We haven't seen a Polygon article. We haven't seen a Kotaku article. People aren't storming up and down. There's no NPCs complaining. It's mostly people that are normal gamers saying they need to be bigger. I hear you. I understand. I feel your pain. But at the end of the day, just remember, like I said, she's wearing the appropriate material that she needs. And she looks good. She looks good. You don't see a female character like that anymore. So that's my 2 cents. It seems like it's safe for now. I will be looking for those Polygon articles because I know one might be in the pipeline. So let's see what happens. Anyway, if you want to see me play Final Fantasy VII, check out my Twitch. There's a link in the description, trying to get some people to sign up on that thing. Also, check out the Patreon, stuff like that. I got a PayPal coming because we know how YouTube is rolling right now. So I feel like I should probably set that up. That's pretty much it. Like and subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Check out that notification bell. Maybe give that a little bit of a kiss. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.